Well, there's certainly no doubting the power of social media these days, and it's fast becoming ever more important in the world of politics. Then candidate Barack Obama changed the game in 2008 when he led the field of White House wannabes with social media engagement and somehow managed to avoid the pitfalls that sometimes comes along with sharing everything on sites like Twitter, while also galvanizing the followers to not only plug into his social media musings, but to actually make the trek into the voting booth and pull the lever for him. Can that success be repeated next year? And if so, just who among the crop of presidential hopefuls stands the best chance at doing so? The Rap's Itay Hod recently wrote about Hillary Clinton's newfound success in the digital world in a piece entitled How Hillary Got Her Social Media Groove On. It appears right now on therap.com. How'd you hook on to this?
Well, you know, it was interesting to look at how Hillary has emerged this time around. We remember in 2008, she had a poorly designed MySpace account, and she famously friended herself on that page, put herself as one of her top friends, which was a big no-no at the time. And here came a Barack Obama and basically galvanized, like you said, his entire base, thanks to social media. I remember reporting on that and how even simple things like texting young voters to their phone, because
all of it was kind of underground, though.
Yes.
They didn't see it coming.
Nobody saw it coming, including Hillary Clinton.
Now she's got the groove.
Now she's not making that mistake again.
So she learned from that campaign?
She certainly did. At least it seems like it. She is so far ahead of any other candidate right now. And of course,
Republican or Democrat?
Republican or Democrat.
You also say she's emerged as a savvy social media manipulator.
Yeah, it's amazing. In a short amount of time, she's amassed a following on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat. She's even mastered some of the newer apps that some people haven't even heard of, like Genius. She's really making sure that this time around she has that power behind her, and we know that social media is changing the game.
Now, are these the people around her? Has she got some Obama people?
Oh, she got a lot of Obama people. Her chief strategist is one of Obama's top people during his re-election campaign. She hired a bunch of them. She's made sure that she has the right people around her.
Is it manipulation?
Well, you know, it's manipulation in the sense that, just like anything else, you have to know how to talk to people on social media. It's a very different conversation. It's a very different target audience. There are younger people on social media. You have to know what voice to use. You can't be a presidential candidate on social media. You have to be one of the people. You have to be able to be funny and a little bit self-deprecating. And she's showing that. One of her first posts on Instagram, for example, was I think it was her first post, actually, was a rack of pantsuits in red, white, and blue, and all it said was hard choices. That's something we don't expect from Hillary Clinton, you know. It was very funny.
She has a good sense of humor.
Yeah.
She didn't show it, but she has
exactly.
Will that overcome things like campaign financing and raising money for charity? Can all the things that are on the pages of print media forgotten in this world, this underground world of social media?
I think it has to be a combination, but what Hillary did last time was focus too much on traditional media, the networks, the newspapers. What we're seeing now from Hillary is a much bigger focus, if not the main focus, on social media, and so much so that traditional media and print and broadcast are complaining that she's not available to them. Very smart move, because when she goes straight to the voters with social media, they have to use her verbatim words. One of the people that we spoke to, a social media expert, said this is a very smart move because you control the conversation.
So, in the upper world, if this were underground, it's a vast underground. It's a majority underground. But in the upper world, when I don't see an interview with her in the New York Times, doesn't mean she's not meeting people, right?
No. She's meeting. In fact, I think she's meeting more people because the Hillary that we're seeing right now is someone who's put away that whole bravado of 2008 where she talked about, I'm in it to win it and I'm going to take the White House. Now it's a much more calm Hillary Clinton, a much more engaging Hillary Clinton, and we see that across all of her social media platforms.
Someone said that the Confederate flag is about to be removed in South Carolina because of social media.
Yes. Yes.
The uprising was there, right?
We're seeing it in so many instances, but we're definitely going to see this in this presidential election more so than any other presidential election. I'll give you an example, something that I thought was really interesting. When Barack Obama, even though he was, hailed as the game changer when it comes to social media, when he won his election in 2008, the announcement on Twitter only got retweeted 157 times. By 2012, it was retweeted 800,000 times. We're thinking the numbers this time around are going to blow those numbers away.
So she's, in your opinion, a prohibitive favorite?
Right now, she is far ahead of any other candidate. I think the second person in terms of social media presence that comes close is Donald Trump, but a lot of that has to do with his celebrity status, his TV show, the fact that it's Donald Trump. Not sure how much of that is going to translate into voting power.
Let's look at some numbers. Hillary Clinton has 3.2 million followers on Twitter. Bernie Sanders has 83,000. Martin O'Malley has 76,000. Rand Paul 634,000. Jeb Bush has only 213,000. Donald Trump has 3.4 million, about this, a little more than her.
Yep.
And Ted Cruz has about 1 million.
Exactly.
So
and
Trump is the only one in her league on Twitter.
Yes, and also on Facebook, you'll see that her numbers, I think she has about 900 and something thousand people on Facebook. Rand Paul, for example, has 2 million. So he's got more people than she does on Facebook, but she generated more interactions when her presidential campaign came out. So she had about 10 million interaction. He had about 6 million.
Does followers mean voters, though?
No, and that's the question. Can you translate all these followers into people who are going to actually go and vote for you? And that's the big challenge for any candidate right now. Obama seems to have been able to do it, which is why Hillary Clinton has been hiring a lot of his people from 2012. But one thing we know for sure is you can create a lot of buzz, you can create a lot of conversation, all that through social media in a much cheaper way than any other medium.
Isn't Bernie Sanders the kind who will, I doubt he'll get the nomination, who will pick up on this, though?
I think he's doing really well.
A lot of young people. Yeah,
I think he's doing surprisingly well for someone who's not considered a social media maven. He's like a social media guru. He's got about over 1 million. He's got more than Hillary Clinton on Facebook. And we should note that Facebook is really going to be the battleground. So if we look at users across the U.S., 70% of people are on Facebook, only 20-some% of them are on Twitter and Instagram. So the bulk of the social media battle is going to happen on Facebook, and Bernie Sanders has a decent following there. We're going to be calling on you a lot in the next year and a half. Thanks, Itay. Happy to. Thanks to Itay Hod. For more of his reporting, check out therap.com.